Welcome to the Plymouth State Women's Ice Hockey Preseason Press Conference. Today we have Head Coach Mykul Haun, Captains Haley Branovan, Courtney Evans, and Gracie Sewell, and sophomore goalie Emelie Lindqvist. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Coach, first question for you. Entering your first season behind the bench for the Panthers, as a former player here at Plymouth State, give us a little background about yourself and kind of what your expectations for the season, what style you like to bring here to Plymouth State.
Perfect. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's exciting to be back on campus. Again, as a former player here and a student, I was excited and ready to come back. I love it up here. My wife actually played for the program as well, so I've kind of seen the program start from the beginning since 06, 07, and I've seen a lot of things develop here, and I think we're moving in a great direction. In terms of what I'm bringing here, I'm trying to bring, a high-octane offense. Our defensive core is going to be strong. They're going to move the puck well. They're going to jump into play. We're going to take away time and space, keep our gaps tight. We're going to be a really hard team to play against. And everybody's going to come out and play hard. And that's what it's really about, really trying to change what we have going on here. And the culture is going to shift as well. We're really excited about that.
This one's going to be for Haley. Haley, through everything this offseason with the coaching change, bringing in new players, how has this been different from other off seasons that you've been through so far? Mainly looking at just practices, the weight room, and just the prep for everything.
Well, obviously it's been a challenge. Well, not challenge, but it's been a big change with the new coaching staff. We as captains kind of got together and talked about how we can use this to our advantage and kind of like change the mentality of our team. So starting in the weight room, we've been more focused and working a lot harder. We do a lot of off-ice conditioning, stretching after practice. We're just trying to change kind of what we've been doing in the past to make it different for the future.
Courtney, this one's for you. You guys as a defense last year gave up roughly 3 goals a game in conference. What's the biggest issue that you've seen so far in preseason, and how have you guys addressed it on the ice?
Yeah, for sure. We struggled last year with just getting the puck out, and as a defensive core, we didn't have a whole lot of support from our wingers and our centers, and so Coach has really come in and made it a point that our centers are going to be some of the best skaters on the team, and their support is just going to be there for us, and I think that's really going to help us as defense with more options and getting the puck out and being able to push it up the ice and get more scoring opportunities.
This question's for Emelie. Emelie, for you, a great freshman season for you. You were named to the NEHC All-Rookie Team, multiple NEHC Goalie of the Week honors. You were also named to the D3 Hockey Team of the Week in February 9th after the shutout victory versus Castleton that was nationally ranked at the time. What do some of these recognitions mean to you personally, and what are your personal expectations for this season?
They mean very much for me because feels like every recognition means that you need to play harder the next game and to push yourself to be even better. And for this season, I'm just going to push me harder.
This next question's for Gracie. Gracie, Coach has mentioned the D core this season. So as a senior defenseman, how do you describe the makeup of the D core?
I think our D core is strong. We have currently 8 girls playing D, so that's very good for us. I think having everyone together and just blending and in practices, like we get a good taste of what everyone is bringing to the table, so all of us are just working together and working to compete as hard as we can.
Awesome. And Gracie, just another question as well. You have about 7 seniors, it looks like, on paper right now on the team. The good senior leadership for you guys, how do you expect the newcomers to kind of adjust to this new style of hockey, especially at the college level? And what do you think they're going to contribute for you guys?
I think the freshmen, at least so far, have done a very good job of contributing to what our team is, and they are picking up on things very fast. And especially with a new coaching staff, there's new styles and new things that we're learning, so all of us are in it together. I think essentially like everyone is learning the same things at the same time, so no one is really behind and no one's too far ahead.
Emelie, kind of feeding off of the last question there, you were 9-9 as a starting goalie last year as a freshman. Now that you're an established starter for this team, what's one thing that you're looking to improve upon this season?
Sorry, question. Sorry. I don't know, just work harder and be better in the net, have more shootouts.
Courtney, this is for you. You're entering your junior year here at Plymouth State. From a player's perspective, how has this team grown over the last few seasons?
It's hard to describe how much we've grown. My freshman year is completely different to already where this season's going, and we came into the locker room this year with a team first mentality, and when we get into the locker room, we're a family, and it wasn't like that my freshman year. And my freshman year, there was people that were sitting in the stands that didn't deserve to be on the ice, and we've had to talk about it. And this year, our team has grown so much that we're going to be putting skilled players in the stand. Like, we have just come full circle, I think, and we're just a big happy family in there, and everything gets left at the door. And once you're in there together, and it's the name on the front of your jersey that is all you're in there for. That's what you're playing for.
Haley, this question's for you. I know we really don't have any offensive players here. We're talking a lot of defense and goaltending. But last year, statistically, you guys had a very good year. 50 goals in the season, 62 assists, one of the better ones in recent memory. You were tied for second in points with 11. What do you think the offense is going to be like, kind of led by Lauren Connolly, Hickey, Jackson, and Roy this year?
I think in the past we've kind of had a little trouble getting the puck to the net and everyone working together. The idea is coaches bringing a new forecheck. We work on getting the puck to the net. Girls are shooting a lot more. I think too, as Gracie mentioned, our incomers are working really well with our returners, and it looks really good so far for offense. So that's good.
Coach, your last team, you were with the New England Wolves men's junior team. This is your first full-time coaching position with a women's collegiate program. How has the transition been so far from a men's junior team to a women's collegiate team?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's been a very good transition. I feel on the women's side and girls hockey in general, and women's hockey, there's been an uptake in how good the sport has been and how good the players are now, and how we can actually train them. It's been a little bit of a kind of an up and down roller coaster a little bit with women's hockey, and I think it's starting to level off. We're seeing a lot of new programs start up, especially at the collegiate level. I think within the next 3 to 5 years in New England alone, there's going to be probably 6 more women's programs starting up at the Division III level. Merrimack just started up another Division I women's program last year, and so for us, the way that we're going to take it here is it's great. I mean, the transition for me has been amazing, because I think that in women's hockey, women are a little bit more attentive in the game, want to learn. I think sometimes you take some of the egos out of it, especially on the men's side, on the boys' side. For them, they just want to learn. They want to play. It's more of a family base, which to me is really important. I think that's how we can build championships and how we can win, and that's our goal as well. I mean, we want to win. We love what we do here. This is a full-time job for all of us, and we want to come to the rink every day happy to go and happy to work. And I think that with our leadership group that we have up here, and especially in the locker room as well, we're going to be able to do that, and our goal is to win, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and kind of feeding off of that, you and your team are doing a lot of stuff for the university and with your team and at events and stuff. What are some of the things that you are promoting in terms of events at some of your games this year?
It's a great question. It's really exciting, actually. I think that this is another part of our game in general that we can do as a staff and as we can do as a university to help promote not only our sport, our university, but our student athletes as well. And one of our first events that we're going to be doing in our first home game is going to be a student appreciation night for Plymouth State University athletes. So the whole barrage of men's and women's sports here, we're going to invite them to come down to the arena, watch our game against Holy Cross, which is one of the top teams in the nation, and wear their apparel for their team. We're also going to be having everybody come down with a green hat. So bring a green hat down, come on down to the arena, and have a good time and support us. And we're going to get out there and support all the rest of the sports that we have as well. And I think that we have a great venue and a great nucleus of talent on our team. We're going to change a lot of things this year. I think we're going to make a big impact on what we're going to do for our future as well.
So with that, fans, Plymouth State women's ice hockey begins their season this weekend at Buffalo State for the Buffalo State tournament. They play Friday night versus Buffalo State and then Saturday versus Morrisville before returning home for their home opener on Friday, November 4th, again versus Holy Cross for the PSU Athlete Appreciation Night. From all of us here, thank you very much. Best of luck this season.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.